Hello. Many people confuse street artists with beggars. They think of them more or less like that. Can these parasites not find a normal job? Why are they standing on the streets and not doing something serious? However, the work of street artists is no less hard than any other. To perform in public, you need not only talent, but also to deal with stress and exercise for hours, days and weeks, of course. There are not so many real professionals in this field, but for the needs of today's video, we have chosen the cream of street artists from around the world. Half-genie, half-man is a character from a magic lamp that hovers above the ground and talks friendly to others. It sounds like a waking dream to anyone who has watched Aladdin. However, this is only the creation of street artists who have to call themselves Mattachioni Volanti. In 2011, the two brothers decided to construct a flying hero and perform with him in the park. At that time, it was just an innocent joke, but the audience was delighted with it. The brothers realized that they hit the jackpot. After a few months, the brothers began to be invited to the most important Italian street art festivals and then began to travel around the world. But what's the secret? Their heroes levitate above the ground, and none of the viewers can understand how it happens. Who are the brothers? Cheaters, provocateurs. They are simply amazing artists who want to surprise more and more over time. Have you ever dreamed of becoming one of the Transformers? Surely many of you had such fantasies, but they were just fantasies because a man can't just become a robot. Tell that to street performer Jasslinn Page, who revolutionized the entire New Orleans street scene when she appeared in public in a bumblebee costume. At the same time, it was not a pile of cardboard or yellow plastic, as it usually happens, or even not LED. Jasslinn Page spent $700 and devoted up to 5 weeks of hard work to create a real Transformer. Maybe a little smaller than the original from Michael Bay movies. But it doesn't matter, because this bumblebee can drive like a real four-wheeled car and instantly turn into a robot, and all without any computer graphics. Working out all this was not an easy task, but the audience's reaction rewarded all her hard work. Some artists make contact with the audience, while others try to pose still, and they are so-called living monuments. They can be seen on the streets of different cities. Usually such forms cover themselves with a thick layer of gold or silver paint to become more like statues. Unfortunately, we don't know what this street artist is called. On the network, he was called a crazy businessman. After all, the picture turned out to be fantastic in the literal sense of the word. Most likely, the businessman loses to prepare for the appearance of more than an hour, and it certainly does not affect the condition of his hair well. Well, the work of a living statue is not the easiest one. And would we be able to stand without moving so much time, hoping for minor? The more sophisticated the ideas, the more likely it is to attract the attention of the audience. During street performances by Edd China, fantasy is certainly not lacking. This English TV presenter is known for his appearances on numerous television programs and for several records entered in the Guinness Book of Records. What are these records? For example, the fastest bed, the fastest place for parties, the fastest shopping trolley, and even the fastest toilet. I think you can already guess Edd specializes in this. He loves to install engines where they should not be. Edd has his own show on YouTube and has also published his book. And all this began in 1998 when he set the record for the fastest sofa. She drove about 140 kilometers per hour. The record was broken by him himself a decade later. Then this ultra-fast sofa was transformed into a means of transport that you can move around the city. Yes, the sofa with 4 wheels and a snack tray instead of the steering wheel is really suitable for riding. It even has seat belts, rear view mirror, and license plates. Do I have to add what are the reactions of passers-by when he goes on his favorite sofa to the city? Street artists who pretend to be a living sculpture is not as easy to recognize sculptures, as the sculptures are not very talkative, but we were able to find out who is hiding under this cracked makeup. This guy looks like he came straight off the cover of a comic, and it was probably a City of Sin. Meet a guy who looks like a typical British and is called Esteban Mortensen. It comes from Quito, the capital of Ecuador. Esteban speaks Spanish well and has lived in Bath, English for many years. The man appears under the pseudonym Tiburon. As you can see, even the live statues have their nicknames, and this one still has an Instagram account where from time to time he publishes photos with his new poses. Dan Menendez enchanted audiences around the world thanks to his unique talent. The man is known for juggling the piano, and he not only throws balls from hand to hand, which many people can do. Dan went a step further. He developed a special technique that allows juggling to play music on a synthesizer. And absolutely every kind of it, from Beethoven to contemporary pieces. Dan started sailing at the age of 11, and since then has developed his talent significantly. He even quit his job to become a true champion in the field of sailing. Menendez took part in various juggling competitions, and of course he won some of them. The man also performs in theaters, on cruise ships, in clubs, and wherever he is invited. Through the official website, you can even order his performance at your private ceremony to see for yourself how this street magician creates his extraordinary art. The world is full of virtuosos balls. Most often such talents land at one of the football giants such as Real Madrid or Paris Saint-Germain and realize themselves on the pitch. This is also how a career from Guinea Iya Traore could be born. He started as a goalkeeper in the local team, but the boy's talent could not be wasted in Guinea. In 2000, Iya came to Paris where he performed in local clubs, including Paris Saint-Germain. It is possible that he would have a brilliant career and a bright future, but suddenly he decided to give up football and Traore was becoming one of the best PSG players. His playing amazed everyone, but he chose what really played in his soul: street freestyle. Passers-by usually take Traore as a straight guy dominating the ball and do not know that they are ahead of the three-time record holder of the Guinness Book of Records. Of course, Iya is regularly invited to various events that the football acrobat is happy to visit during free time. From numerous meetings, it can be found on the Montmartre Hill or near the Basilica in Paris. This is where Iya likes to present her amazing stunts. If you think the Lord of the Rings is Sauron, then you haven't seen what street artist Isaac Hu does. An American from Taiwan travels the world evoking admiration from the audience. Regardless of where he actually appears, Isaac has never wanted to be a street artist and no other artist. But at the age of 18, he decided to start traveling the world, and one day came across a movie from the so-called Si wheel and decided to learn this art. It is a large metal ring inside which an adult can fit. The wheel rotates when the person is inside, and is therefore ideal for performing various tricks. At first glance, this may seem simple, but it turns out that this art is not the easiest one. Hu needed several years before he dared to perform in public with the ring. His first trainings took place on slippery surfaces, which was pure madness, but that was how the Lord of the Rings started his way, and honestly believed that everyone started in this way. Perhaps because of these difficulties, the man managed to master this art to perfection. When someone says that the dish can be used as a musical instrument, we usually hear the clinking of plates and pots. But if you find yourself on one of the main streets in Prague at the right time, you can meet Petr Spatina. You will know him immediately because a unique instrument will stand in front of him, a glass harp made of 33 glasses. Each glass is filled with water of a certain capacity to give a specific note. The glass harp makes beautiful sounds when you touch the glasses properly with wet fingers. Of course, Spatina was not the first musician to come up with such an idea, but I honestly doubt if anyone managed to create from them a whole instrument that sounds like the singing of angels. Spatin's biography is not special. The man was born into a farming family. First, he learned to play the accordion and the piano. That was until the musician discovered his instrument, a glass harp. He has been playing for over 20 years. Peter has become a street celebrity, and on the web you can find many videos of his concerts in the open air. It's all in this material, friends. Which of the artists we presented did you like the most? Which one would you like to meet and see his live performance? Write in the comments if you liked it. You can like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon to not miss interesting materials.